Okay, so looking at this, it's easy to see the box model in action. I just want to point that out again. But things I don't like when they are text is butted up against like color, like this. This image should be centered. Um, the footers should probably be centered in the page. I don't mind our header and everything left aligned like that. I kind of think that looks nice. But let's go ahead and let's keep going with adding in some padding now. We'll see how that makes things move away from the edge of the box and centering this image in this. Okay, so let's go back to Dreamweaver. Now, going up to our main. Okay, so I want to get the text here over and also that image over, but that's another problem we'll take care of in a second. So let's go ahead here, and we're going to use padding in that main div. And I think we can use it all over padding. So let's go, let's say 25 pixels. Yep, that looks better already. And let's do the same in our header and footer. Just give those boxes some breathing room. Oh, you can see the color spills against each other. Okay, so these boxes are stretching and they're doing that little thing. Okay, let's keep going. I don't love how that looks, but let's keep going. Now this image is still not centering, okay? You may have run into this in the last project, but images are inline items. We haven't talked about that too much, but to move that and make it like pay attention to any CSS, you need to add one line of code. But let me do it wrong first, and you can see why it doesn't work. So to center this, I'm going to do margin, same as I did for the divs. Left, auto, and margin right, auto, and chances are it's not going to move. So I'm going to save that. I'll go back to the browser and I'll show you. It's still going to be hanging out. All right. It's not like it's like disobeying me. Okay. Because it's an inline item, it needs to be called like a block line item. Okay. So paragraphs, headers, lists, those are all block line items. So they respond divs to any kind of CSS. But an inline item reacts a little differently. So let's see that. So to center an image like that, all we need to do is go display block, and it should move right over. Oh, and it did. It's like, oh yeah, hey, how you doing? There we go. Okay. Let's put the image in the background, and then we'll start playing with some transparency, and we'll play with our fonts. Okay, so to put an image in the background is relatively simple. So I could put an image in the background of the container. I could put it anywhere I want. But for this site, I actually want it in the body, like the whole page. So I'm going to go background, image, and I'm going to go to actually URL. Oop. Oh, come on, I lost that. Why did that disappear so quickly? Because I like to use that. Gives you my code helper. Oh, that's all right. So I'm just going to start typing image, because I know it's in an image folder. And then I'm going to select from here the background image. Okay, so I'm going to save that. And let's look at that in the browser. Okay, so right now it's repeating, which is yucky. Okay? So you may like that. And if you pick like a background image off the internet, you usually want to pick something that's like kind of big, but not too big. So at least like, 1200 pixels across is usually pretty good. If you pick something that's like too low quality, it'll actually repeat like really small. And it's just not going to look good. It still is repeating because I'm scrolling, but it's covering kind of. So actually on your page here under CSS hints, I actually have this written out for you. Let's see. So here it is actually for the image. To add padding or margins to an image, you must first write display block. So I have that there for you. And then I actually have some other hints here. To make a background image stay in place and have your content scroll, which is kind of cool, you need to add background attachment fixed. But to have it actually cover the entire page, the easiest one I find is background size cover. You'll look online, there'll be like a bunch of ideas of how to do that. I find this one kind of the best. Let's go back and we'll add in background size and background attachment. I'll show you what that does. So background, let's see if we can find size. There we go, and cover. And then background attachment fixed. This is like a little positioning, but it's really easy to use here. So now I just saved it. I'm going to go back here, refresh, and now, ooh, look at that. Now the background image stays in place, and I'm just using the scroller ball to kind of move up and down. That's kind of a nice little touch. All right, so we're getting there. It still looks pretty bad, but let's get into like moving some of this around and doing some other stuff, okay? So let's fix this up a little bit and then we'll be done.